Hello friends, in this video we are going to see about electrodynamic instruments. These are also referred as dynamometer instruments or electrodynamometer instrument. Here are some contents about this video, that is principle, constructional details, working, dynamometer ammeter, dynamometer voltmeter, errors in dynamometer instruments, and last one is about advantages and disadvantages. The fundamental standards, that is Western cell and precision resistors, to which all the measuring instruments should be calibrated, are DC standards, but the moving iron type instruments as well as some other AC instruments are difficult to be calibrated with these standards. In order to correctly calibrate such instruments, a transfer instrument is required that can measure AC quantity with no modification after being calibrated with a DC source. The accuracy of a transfer instrument is same for both AC and DC measurements. The dynamometer instrument is also referred as electrodynamic or electrodynamometer instrument. It is a transfer instrument which is capable of fulfilling these requisites. A transfer instrument is first calibrated on DC. This calibration is then transferred to an AC instrument which is being operated in its normal ratings. Due to its high accuracy, it is used as a calibration standard for many other instruments. In lower audio and power frequency ranges, it can be used as an AC ammeter and voltmeter. Next point is the principle. The electrodynamometer instruments work on the principle that if the permanent magnet in a PMMC instrument is replaced by two fixed coils connected serially, the torque produced is then proportional to the product of currents in moving and fixed coils. The application of a reverse current will reverse the polarity of the field and the moving coil. However, the direction of the turning force remains the same. Therefore, the dynamometer instruments are suitable for both AC and DC measurements, as turning force does not reverse its direction with reverse current. Next point is constructional details. The electrodynamometer instrument consists of a fixed or field coil cut into two sections to allow the passage of the instrument shaft and to provide a more uniform field near the center. When a current is passed through the fixed field coils, it produces a magnetic field in which a moving coil rotates. So in the figure you can see fixed coils as well as moving coil. This moving coil is wound on a non-magnetic former or as a self-sustaining coil. If a magnetic former is used, the alternating current would introduce eddy currents. Therefore, the air acts as a core for both fixed and moving coils. There are two control springs which provide controlling torque. The counterweights and the pointer are carried by the moving system in which the moving coil is mounted on an aluminum spindle. A pair of aluminum vanes moves in the sector shaped chamber and it is attached at the bottom of the spindle to provide air damping. The magnetic field of dynamometer instrument is weaker due to air cored coils of the instrument. Hence, eddy current damping cannot be employed, otherwise the magnetic field may get distorted due to the permanent magnet it requires. The instrument is shielded by enclosing it in a laminated hollow cylinder of iron with closed ends in order to eradicate the effects of external magnetic fields, since the field of the instrument is weaker than that of the other instrument. The laboratory standard instruments are encased in polished wooden cases so that they remain stable over a long time. The adjustable leveling screws support the case. Using the machine subdividing equipment, the scales are hand drawn. Next point is working working of the dynamometer instrument or electrodynamic instrument. When the operating current is applied to the air cored coils of the instrument, a proportional magnetic field is produced in which the movable coil is pivoted. A current starts flowing through the movable coil that yields a flux. This flux interacts with the flux produced by the fixed coil. Due to this interaction, the movable coil starts rotating on its axis, resulting in a deflecting torque proportional to the product of the currents in the field coils and the movable coil. The control springs provide controlling torque to oppose this movement, and hence the pointer deflects in proportion to the operating current. Next point is about dynamometer ammeter. The dynamometer instruments can be used as an ammeter. The basic configuration for this we can see in the upper figure. In which the moving coil is constructed in such a way that the current through it does not exceed a certain upper limit, that is 100 milliampere. This is the moving coil and it cannot exceed the current flowing through it, and the value is 100 milliampere. It is connected in series with the fixed coil. Okay, fixed coil is here and this is moving coil. Both are connected in series, and hence the current is identical through both the coils. We know the series and parallel circuits. In series circuit, the current through both branches is same, whereas in parallel circuit the current flowing through two branches will be different. So here fixed coil as well as moving coil both are connected in series, so the current flowing through both coils will be identical or same. The flux of both fixed and moving coils the flux of both fixed and moving coils repel each other since the similar poles of the coils are adjacent to each other. The resulting deflecting torque moves the pointer in a clockwise direction from its zero position to a steady deflection in accordance with the magnitude of the current flowing through the coils. Now, if the direction of the current is reversed, the pointer still moves in the same direction. Hence, irrespective of the current direction, the deflecting torque influences the pointer to move in the same direction. This implies that the dynamometer instruments can be used for DC as well as AC measurements. So dynamometer instruments can be used for DC as well as AC measurements. When larger currents are to be measured, the range of the ammeter has to be increased to ensure its smooth functioning. This is done by modifying the circuit as shown in the figure, which is shown at lower part. This is the modified circuit or modified dynamometer ammeter. Modified dynamometer ammeter. It can be seen that the moving coil is connected in parallel with the fixed coils. Here, fixed coil is connected in parallel with the moving coil. But in previous circuit, we have seen that the moving coil and fixed coil both are connected in series, but in this case the both moving coil and fixed coil are connected in parallel. So the current flowing through the fixed and the moving coil is not the same. It is because the control springs are not suitable for the higher current ranges. The circuit is used for measuring currents above 250 milliampere. The moving coil is subjected to a current within 200 milliampere, while the rest of the current is passed through the fixed coils. The moving coil current is small fraction of the measured current. For the circuit to be highly accurate, the time constant of both fixed and moving coils must be the same. In addition, with the same percentage change in the resistance with respect to the temperature in the two branches. So in this video we have seen dynamometer, ammeter and working principle, construction. Now we will see about dynamometer, voltmeter. The dynamometer, voltmeter, the dynamometer instrument can be used as a highly accurate voltmeter when the fixed and moving coils are connected serially with highly non-inductive resistance. Hence, the same current flows through the both fixed as well as moving coil. The basic configuration of dynamometer voltmeter is given in the figure. So in next video we will see errors in dynamometer instruments and advantages as well as disadvantages of dynamometer instruments. Thank you for watching this video.